Welcome back to the Retribution Report. In today's video, a young man, he had put his ex through hell because he couldn't handle the breakup they had, and so he finds himself in Judge Boyd's courtroom. Let's take a look.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, on June 23rd, you enter a plea of no contest to the offense. There, according to the plea bargain agreement, there are no applications. Punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 12 months in a state jail facility. There's to be no contact with the complainant. And there's an agreement there. There's 1 day for credit for time served, judgment sat on a violation of protective order case, and credit for any time served under this case. Outside the agreement, the defense will ask for the credit for the time served on a misdemeanor after the offense date. Have both parties received, was there a PSI report done?
There was not. This was reset for sentencing, and all his priors are with Bear County, and I made a representation. They all involve the same victim. I made a representation that I would summarize all for the court.
All right. All right, are both parties ready to proceed? State?
State is ready.
Defense?
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
All right, state?
Okay. Your Honor, this particular case involves Jade Olguin, Olguin. She was 18 years old. Police were called because this defendant contacted the uncle, made some, and this is part of State's Exhibit number 1 that was already given to the court as part of this plea bargain agreement. Left a message where he was threatening retaliation against Jade Olguin. They had been in a dating relationship. They were no longer in a dating relationship. Also in that threatening message, videos were attached. One of the videos attached was her performing fellatio on him. There was a second video where she is masturbating. That was sent to her uncle.
Okay, and I want both parties to know for the record that the court remembers the case and remembers the facts.
Okay.
So if the recitation is what's in the
That was the end of that recitation.
Okay, all right.
There was no PSI.
All right, yes.
So that was in January 27, 2019. That is the date of the felony case, okay? Now, the court also, or the state also has, and it's marked punishment PSX1, PSX2. Those are police reports.
Any objections?
No.
And they've been tendered to defense counsel. I will summarize those for the court as well.
All right, then PS 1 and PS 2 are admitted into evidence.
Okay. SX1 or PSX1 is a terroristic threat report. It is that offense date is after the offense date of the present case before the court. Present case is January 2019. The terroristic threat that's in front of you happened on March 9th, 2019. He was booked on March 11th, 2019, released May 20th, 2019. His bond was increased 6/18/2019. On 7/9/2019, he was sentenced to 4 months, Bear County Jail. He was given credit for the 21 days that he already had in custody on that same date. And then 3 days later, on 7/12/2019, judgment was satisfied by the court. All of those dates post-date this. And then the second case is the violation of protective order. The offense date for that is May 20th, 2019. He received 1 day on that case. Credit for time served. I believe he was sentenced earlier this week. The facts of the terroristic threat. The defendant had reached out again to the same victim, Jade Olguin, saying he needed to talk to her. She agreed to talk to him because he said he was going to hurt himself with a shotgun. She is with another female. They meet at a park. When they're at the park, he takes her cell phone from her. He starts scrolling through her cell phone and walks away. She tries to get her cell phone back from him, and he's walking towards his car, and he says, "Look what I got." She didn't know what he meant. And he retrieves a shotgun out of the trunk of his car. It alarmed her. She said she feared for her life. He also displayed the shotgun, threatened harm to her. That is the terroristic threat. He's arrested for that offense. As part of that offense, there's supposed to be no contact with the victim. As I earlier told you, he was booked in March, released May 20th on 2019. On that same day he was released, May 20th, 2019. He's charged with violation of the bond conviction, violation of protective order. Jade Olguin calls the police, shows the police a screenshot from her phone where this defendant private messaged her, contacting her. That is the violation case. So all the cases in Bexar County stem from the same victim, Jade Olguin.
All right, so does he have any other criminal history?
No, Your Honor.
It shows there's 4 cases in Bexar County, but the terroristic threat was inputted twice. So these are the only cases that he has. He has no other criminal history. This is all from a very bad breakup. Just wouldn't let go. She was 18 years old when all of this happened, when those very explicit videos are sent to her dad and her uncle. She's being threatened with a gun. She's being contacted after he's been ordered by a court not to contact her. The plea bargain in this case is a cap of 12 months state jail. I think 12 months is appropriate in this case. Also, no contact with the victim, Jade Olguin. And defense is going to ask for the credit for time served on the misdemeanors. I just promised I would put it in front of the court that that misdemeanor time was served after the date of this offense. And it looks that he has 21 days in the Bexar County Jail. He also was booked twice on the terroristic threat because bond was increased. He was booked out of county. It's not very clear on MOCA or CJIS or judicial dialogue, but I was able to get the bonding paperwork, and defense counsel can correct me if I'm wrong, but after the date of the present offense that the court is going to be sentencing him on, I believe he has 2 days in Guadalupe County, 2 separate days, and he was booked on the violation of bond or protective order, and he is bonded out. So he should be giving credit for at least those 2 days, if the court deems to give him credit on anything, plus the 21 days that shows in Bexar County. That is not part of the plea bargain offer. I'm just giving all that to the court for their information. And Ms. Jade Olguin is not present in the courtroom today. She just wanted to be notified as to the sentencing, so there will be no victim impact.
Defense,
Your Honor,
with regards to the cap of the 12.
my client has taken responsibility. There is no more contact with the young lady. And speaking with him, he has made it abundantly clear that he understood that this was not a smart move on his part, that it was rather childish, rather dumb, and he basically knows better. He has moved on in his life. He has other people that he is now seeing. Mother was here at the last hearing. They're very concerned about him. They do love him. Nobody wishes anything wrong on Ms. Olguin. He has taken responsibility for all the cases that have come before the court, be it this case or the prior cases. Because of that, Your Honor, I believe he's working right now on trying to maintain what he needs to do to get back. He was willing to follow anything the court would recommend for him to do, but he would ask the minimum on the state jail felony and credit, as much credit as he can get for the time that he's done regarding this or all of these cases, because they have involved the same person. And so that would be the request from the defense.
Is there anything you wish to say?
Yes, just that. I
Just
know.
one moment. Let me have you raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Could you state your name for the record?
Kevin Johnson.
All right, what did you want to say?
Just, I know what I did was wrong a couple of years, regardless of how long it was ago. I know that it was wrong and I shouldn't have done it. And since then, I think I've become a better person. And I mean, I have a new girlfriend. We've been together almost 4 years.
My job, I work every day, Monday through Friday. Just overall, I think I've been a better person since then, and I know what I did was wrong, and it was just a dumb teenager thing to do.
Right, how old were you when this was going on?
20, I think, 20, almost 21. No, I'm turning 24 in September.
I still don't understand why young people film themselves in intimate moments.
It's just a dumb high school college thing to do. I'm not sure.
And then I don't understand why I'm assuming that you loved this person, is that correct?
I'm sorry, I can't.
I'm assuming that you loved this person.
At one point in time, I did.
So, and I'm assuming that even after the breakup, you supposedly loved this person
At one point in time.
and you were trying to, I guess, have the relationship continue even though it had ended.
But just, I guess, in a way, there's no really explanation.
So I don't understand why you had a big issue with letting go.
Just,
I mean, when someone tells you your relationship is over, you need to move on. If you want to go in your house and cry over it, then you go in your house and cry over it. And, smile, even though, as the song says, smile, even though your heart is breaking, and then go to your house and cry. But I don't understand. I've read the police reports and the stipulations in this. I don't understand why you couldn't let go. And honestly, I don't even understand with this new relationship, if she were to decide to break things off with you. I'm not saying she will because I'm not in your relationship. I don't even understand why your behavior will be any different.
I believe it because I'm not the same person. I think for the most part, at one point in time, I did have a problem with my anger. But since then, I mean, I'm not an anger person anymore.
What have you done to improve your anger
Just
issues?
changing people I've hung around, who I put myself with, who I associate my time with, and just that kind of stuff. Certain family members don't talk to anymore. Just that, all that kind of stuff, just kind of, and then just talking every day about my problems rather than.
But anger is your reaction to situations. So I don't understand how you're just saying, it appears to me, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. It appears to me that you're just saying that I don't put myself around people who may anger me. It doesn't appear that there's anything that has changed about your getting angry.
When I'm getting angry or something that upsets me, I just talk about it rather than not talking about it and getting more angry. That always seemed to be my problem before. When I would be upset, I would just let it be upset and then make myself more angry rather than talking about it.
All right. Any questions? Any questions? All right, thanks. So here's my question for both sides. Why should I follow this agreement? Why shouldn't this be more than 12 months?
Judge, I believe this is state jail. Maximum is 2 years.
Yes.
It is horrible what he did. It would have been mortifying for the girl to come into the courtroom. He doesn't have a criminal history. I think 12 months is appropriate. A cap of 12 months is appropriate. It is no app. It is a felony conviction. He was 20. I made this plea bargain. I thought it was appropriate, and I'd ask the court to pull it.
All right, defense.
Well, Your Honor, for a lot of the reasons that state has pointed out, his age, his record, I think he's acknowledged that he understands and takes responsibility for everything he's done. I would ask for leniency to allow him to demonstrate to the court that he can be a different person. And even when he gets out, he will still be under the control of the state for a while. So we would ask that the minimum be considered, Your Honor, and given to him.
All right, the court will sentence you to 10 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, and that credit will include a total of 23 days. Good luck to you. We can go off the record. Mr. Johnson. All right, so at some point in your life, you may have children. It may be a daughter. It may be a son. I hope that you will speak to them about this issue so that they won't do the same thing. I can tell you that the person that you supposedly love, you shouldn't do hurtful things. Even when they break up with you, you're just supposed to move on. Maybe write a letter. Will you take me back? But then if they say no, then the relationship is over and you call it a day. If you would not have sent videos, which again, I don't understand why children do that. you wouldn't be in this situation. If you were to just destroyed the videos, you wouldn't be in this situation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I know you may think, curses, I'm going to be locked up, but take that as a time to internalize. And whatever you do, and I forgot to add this part, there's to be no contact with the complainant whatsoever. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if there's nothing else from either side, then you're excused.
So in the end, the young man is sentenced to 10 months state prison with credit for time served. Well, that's going to do it for today, folks. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and make sure to like, subscribe, and tick the bell to make sure you don't miss out on any future content. Peace out.